will you experience at a Knock 'em Dead comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knock 'em Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knock 'em Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knock 'em Dead Comedy for your event today.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something, or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Hey, Tony. You're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and...
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hi, everybody. It is Monday morning. Hope you're all awake after watching the game. It's Monday. It's a Knock'em Dead comedy show. Thanks for watching us here on Twitch. Gov's Comedy Club Podcast Twitch channel. Thanks for joining us. Please, you see the graphic right above my head. Please follow this page and then subscribe and share the link all over the place so everybody you know about this great show here on the Twitch channel and all of our great shows on YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. And why are they great? Because we get great people like this guy right here. Nigel Fullerton is here.
Oh, man.
I'm excited.
Oh, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Oh, man. I don't know if you noticed, but you're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Wow.
Oh, man. I'm great.
So marriage has been good to you.
Marriage has been what everybody says it is. There's no secret to marriage, only the fact that everybody has told you everything you ever needed to know about marriage,
whether you wanted to know or not. That's right. So now I was very surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were engaged. I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
How long were you with her?
I've been on and off with her for about 10 years.
On and off.
Yeah, on and off. So like collectively 5, maybe 6.
Okay.
But yeah, we met each other. We went on a blind date in 2012.
Oh wow.
And we dated for 2 years, broke up, got back together in 2019, and then I got engaged in 2021, got married in 2022.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, and she went out to LA with you?
She came out to LA with me.
Well, that's love right there.
Yeah.
Very nice. And, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Good. Yeah, and it's really good to see you because you've been gone. How long have you been gone? 2 years?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody forgot my name. Nobody's called. Huh? I'm talking about you, Keegan. Huh?
Ooh,
yeah.
He came all the way from LA just to steal the sign.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys, but I had to. It was Black History Month. There's 2 white faces on the thing. I couldn't do it.
Do you want to give us a little Black History while you're here?
I think on this show, like I'm the most famous guest other than Mookie Wilson.
We've had Mark White from the Spin Doctors.
Mark White's supremacist. I got you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh wow.
I didn't know he was black.
Because of his name?
I was on the show one time.
He
called in.
Yes.
And he kept calling me black guy. And I kind of got offended.
And
then I Googled him, and I'm like, oh, he's black too.
So then it was okay?
No, it still wasn't okay. I still don't, we still have different views. He's probably a cool guy.
Yeah, he's great.
Don't want to talk politics with him.
Yeah. And it's hard to avoid that with him.
I can avoid it, trust me.
Yeah, you have to.
I can avoid it. Oh, man.
But yeah, I guess you two and Mookie, yeah. And meanwhile, and I was just telling you before we started, that Mookie, we have that, and I think I've mentioned it before. We have that clip to start the show where Mookie says, "Oh, good to see you guys. Can't wait to see you again." And he's never been here. I've never talked to him. I take that back. The only time I talked to him was the 2 times I met him to get his autograph.
I didn't even know who he was.
You didn't recognize him?
I know Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
I know Dwight,
Right.
but I don't know him. Keith Hernandez.
Well, he's not black. Oh, you're just talking baseball in general.
Just baseball in general.
Oh, so you're not a big baseball guy?
No. I'm naming Mets.
Which I'm happy about.
Mark Piazza.
Mike Piazza.
Oh, yeah, that guy, too. You know. Pert Plus. He used to do the hair commercials. I got you.
Well, that was Gary Carter.
No. Mike
Piazza did them too?
Yeah, Piazza
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Toward like the early 90s. Like he used to do
okay.
them, too. But my favorite was always Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my guy.
Yep, great player.
You know, besides him and Strawberry, I couldn't tell you anybody.
Oh, all right. Well, are you?
I'm a basketball guy.
Oh, basketball guy. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, you're allowed to watch other sports. So you don't
I
have to
know
just stick
I'm
to one.
allowed, but it wasn't the cool sport when I was growing up.
Okay.
The cool sport was basketball and football next, and then baseball toward the line. But like I do basketball, so like every basketball documentary that comes out, I'm watching it.
Oh, okay.
I've watched everything from the Celtics, Lakers whole thing. I watched a good one on Bill Russell on Netflix right now.
Oh,
So
yeah,
guys
I heard
go
about
watch
that.
That one's really good because has Bob Cousy on it. Never knew Bob Cousy was still alive.
Right. Yeah. I didn't,
He's
yeah.
94 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
94. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl. I did.
Thoughts?
I did. I was rooting for the black quarterback.
You don't even know what team. Just
Whichever-
black quarterback, that's the guy.
Whichever guy. No.
Well, actually, they're both black, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Just hit me.
That's why I said that.
Well, all right, but Kansas City, Pat Mahomes, his father once used to pitch for the Mets.
Yes, that I do know.
So that's
That
what I
do
was
know.
rooting for.
Yeah, I really had no dog in this fight because I like both teams.
Yeah.
Like I really like both teams. I really like Jalen Hurts. I really like Patrick Mahomes. It was just a matter of whether Patrick Mahomes was hurt or not.
Right.
And because if he's hurt or Kelsey. If Kelsey's hurt, then like it's done.
Right.
So I was happy when he got back up. Because, like, I thought he was done.
But
was
yeah,
like,
the way he was hopping off, you got a little concerned.
I thought it was over. I was like, yeah, they're done. Because the Eagles, like, they beat my Giants, like, really bad. They beat the 49ers really bad. So I'm like, I don't know if the Eagles are gonna win. Like, you know, I was on the fence. And plus, I watched the game with my mother, my sisters, and my wife. So they were all waiting for Rihanna. It wasn't a Super Bowl household. It was more like, okay, so what time does Rihanna come on and how many football things happen until...
But that's the beauty of it, because a game like this one, Philadelphia and Kansas City, like, I don't care about either team.
I don't.
I'm a Giants guy, so that's the fun about the Super Bowl. It's a big social event. You watch the commercials together. You're with your friends. You watch the halftime show. You enjoy a good game. Right. So to me, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I was watching the commercials. Did you see any commercials that really stood out for you?
The only commercial that stood out for me, all right, there were two.
Okay.
Actually, three.
Okay.
Talking about the Mets, because
twice
they had commercials for the Mets, promoting ticket sales for their upcoming season, which spring training starts this week.
Oh,
you know what? Woohoo!
You know who I'm gonna see if I can get for you for a guest. My good friend.
Yeah.
He's the grandson of Howard Cosell.
Oh, he does the Mets games.
Cosell,
He was on Keegan and Hershey's show just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's my good friend.
Oh, really?
I didn't know
Colin
he was on there.
Yeah.
Colin. I've been to Colin's wedding.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. He does the indoor lacrosse games here at Nassau Coliseum. Mm-hmm. I go to a lot of those games. They give him free reign there. If the team is losing, which is pretty much every game, by the end of the game, he's just like, the other team got another goal.
Oh yeah,
like,
he's hilarious.
He's very funny to listen to.
So one time we were in Pennsylvania. We're doing Eastern Pennsylvania. We're doing the big. I think there's a theater there, and he's bombing. He's bombing.
Oh, that's right, because he did try stand-up at one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know him from stand-up, so he's bombing. So all of a sudden, he goes and gets his grandfather's coat. He puts his grandfather.
Oh, that light tan thing?
Yeah.
Holy
and he starts
cow.
doing Howard Cosell impressions, and the crowd loves him after that. He was the host. That was the
That's
funny
really
thing. He
funny.
was the host, and all he had to do was that. What was that, a fax machine?
Yeah, it does sound like one.
What do you got?
I think it's a telemarketer, but we'll answer it anyway.
Sure,
in
let's
case
go.
You never know. Let's see. Hello. Hello. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. 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 Yeah. Okay. Bye.
It's Mark White. He heard me talking about him.
Or Colin Cosell. Brian Paul is watching. Good morning, Brian Paul. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Hmm.
We
were talking about commercials.
Yes. So, yeah, I like the Mets commercials. I thought the I don't know why, but that triangle commercial with Elton John playing the triangle, that made me laugh. That made me laugh. But I think the commercial that I really liked the most was the trailers for The Flash, because we saw Michael Keaton's Batman.
Oh, so you knew? Did you know like all the backstory about the Flash, or?
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a lot of craziness around around that stuff and around that actor. And,
yeah.
But I was.
We're not going to talk about them.
Yeah.
And I use the correct pronouns when I say them.
Yes.
Because there's two of them in the movie.
Right. And there's a bunch of different Batmans in the movie too. But it was cool to see Michael Keaton back, so I got excited. But yeah, the rest of the commercial, I thought the Steve Martin commercial was okay.
See, I didn't see the Steve Martin commercial. I had left for a little bit to go pick up my little sister. But
oh, okay, yeah. Did you see the Ben Stiller one?
No.
All right, because it was very similar. They were both for Pepsi, and they were just talking about life as an actor. But they were funny.
The only commercial that really, really, really got me, was the Tubi commercial.
Oh, the rabbit hole?
No, I'm talking about when Tubi actually turned my state.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And you thought that was real?
No, everybody came to me and said, "Hey, you're messing with TV?" No, I'm not messing with TV.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No, man, you playing the joke on it. No, I'm not. That was Tubi.
That was Tubi.
Tubi is trying to get you to watch their $3.99 movies that was shot on an iPhone.
Right.
Have you ever been on Tubi?
No.
Tubi's like the worst. Tubi is the type of like, I guess, streaming network
Right.
that will have every movie featuring Scott Baio.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you want to see like Once Bitten.
Yeah, I actually saw that in the theater. I was like
or if
13.
if you want to see a great movie like Chopping Mall, you go to Tubi.
Great.
Tubi has all the quality Death Wish movies. 3, 4, 5.
They're doing something right. They're going to afford a Super Bowl commercial. That's funny. Yeah, that reminded me of The Sopranos. The very last episode, when The Sopranos ends, and it just goes dark like that. Like, so many people thought their cable service went out at the last minute or something.
No, I thought Tony Soprano was dead.
In real life?
Yeah, I know. But, like, honestly, when I watched that last episode of Sopranos, I thought Tony Soprano was dead. I don't know where everybody else gets this fan fiction and stuff. And I didn't like The Many Saints of Newark. I'm sorry.
It was.
I didn't like it.
They made it very hard to like it.
Yeah,
It
I didn't
wasn't.
like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And I like all of those movies.
Yeah.
So people, you guys don't know me. I'm a big cinephile, right? So I watch a lot of movies. I've had a podcast talking about movies. I do a podcast called the Murphy Monday Podcast where I talk about Eddie Murphy movies.
Yep.
But so like I went to school for film and television.
Right.
So that's like my bread and butter. So I watched everything, but I take delight in saying that I didn't watch certain movies just to see people's heads explode.
Like what? Name one movie that most people see that you haven't seen.
Ooh. I've never seen The Godfather.
That would make my head explode.
See?
Wow.
I like that because it's too long. I can't do it. And everybody tells me, "Oh, you should watch 2 before you watch 1," and you should do
2 is even longer, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. There's even one that I tried to watch where they mixed 2 and 1 together.
Yes.
And I was like, every time I try to watch it, I'm just like, I can't do it. I get to like the horse's head, and then I'm just like, yeah, I can't do this. But like, I love Casino, I love Goodfellas, I love like everything else I've watched. Usual Suspects I've seen, Untouchables, anything that has to do with anything else. Godfather, I've just never.
But that's like the mecca of all those movies.
And I know this. You're preaching to the choir here.
I hear you.
I love, like, I could watch Casino 3 times in a row And it's a 3-hour movie. I know.
Right.
I know. I'm weird. You got to understand. And it's not an age thing either. Like, I watch a lot of movies from the 70s as well.
Sure.
I watch 70s movies, 80s movies, 90s. Like, I go the whole gambit because I love film.
Yeah.
Never caught on with The Godfather. You know what? Another one?
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. I don't like this movie. And I've seen it. I had to watch it for the jump cut. I don't like this movie. And I'm sorry, people. I hate The Lord of the Rings. I do not like...
I'm with you. I've never even seen it. I have no interest in those types of movies.
I have no interest.
Yeah,
and
no
interest. It doesn't do anything. I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Me neither. Not a second.
It's something about Wizards and Dragons that I do not like. Like, I don't know if it raped me one time when I was a kid. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I just, and I'm not knocking anybody that does. It's just, I just don't have any interest.
That's your preference.
That and the zombie stuff, like Walking Dead, and now this new one, The Last of Us. No interest.
So The Last of Us is based on the video game,
right?
That's.
But I still have no interest.
I played the video game.
Yeah. I
tried to watch this. I want to play the video game. Like, that's what happens when I watch it. It's like, okay.
Oh, so you like that?
I actually watched the first episode. Don't know what happened. I watched the second episode. I do not know what happened.
Oh, all right.
The third one, I'm confused.
Yeah, and I just don't have any interest in that.
Yeah.
All right, name like maybe your favorite 3 movies.
Oh, my favorite 3 movies?
Yeah.
Oh, your head's gonna spin. Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee.
Yeah. All right.
What else? What other movie that I really like? I really like The Departed.
Oh. Okay. That's
like
a great movie. Yeah.
My wife doesn't think so, but
okay.
I really love The Departed. That's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say this because this is like a movie that I love. It's my all-time favorite movie. And I'm sorry, people, in advance. I love the movie House Party.
Wow.
I love the movie so much. I have the poster on my wall in my office. Like, I have it framed and everything.
Yeah, that's a lot of House Party love.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
I have a thing for kid and play movies. I don't know what to tell you.
It's okay. You're allowed.
All right. I'm just saying. It was a time in my life where I really loved the movie.
Andrew Fremder, the only halftime show bigger than Rihanna would be Ariana Grande. Oh, my goodness. I had no idea my wife was a football fan until during the halftime show she took 2 knees. God bless her. God bless her. All right, now there's a real dirty one. Let me see. I'm going to read this before I even let you get away with it. Let's see. All right, I'll allow that one.
Okay.
Yeah. They had to reduce the amount of F-bombs in The Sopranos because people were just starting to think it was a show about a bunch of crazy fucks. All right. Yeah, all right.
What did you think about this performance at Super Bowl?
All right.
I want to hear this one.
I definitely not the worst I've ever seen.
Okay.
I do think it was good that it was back to, like, remember a few years ago, they had The Weeknd?
Yes.
That made no sense to me. I didn't know what that was. I was like, in my opinion, that was the worst halftime show ever. So at least this one wasn't full of gimmicks and craziness. Okay. I loved the floating stages.
Okay.
But I liked the fact that she just stuck to performing and just sang. But I did feel it was just a little boring. I admit I don't know a lot of her songs. I recognized 1 or 2. I recognized the Kanye song that she did. I didn't think it was the worst. I didn't think it was all that memorable. That to me, it would be my worst criticism of it.
So I wanted to talk about this.
Okay.
The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I have a list of the halftime shows. Because I had a conversation with my mother the other day. She's like, when I was a kid, they didn't really put emphasis on the Super Bowl. I said, Ma, that's because the people performing at the Super Bowl, like actual performers, didn't start till the 90s.
Right.
She said that makes a lot of sense. Do you know who the first person, first big act they got for the Super Bowl was?
I don't. Let me think for a second. Rolling Stones.
It was not. This was in 1991.
Okay.
New Kids on the Block.
Oh, my goodness.
And Disney characters. After that, 92 was Gloria Estefan and Brian Botano.
Holy crap.
And then after that, the biggest one, Michael Jackson, 1993.
Oh, I forgot he did it.
Okay, Clint Black, Tanya Tucker, and the Judge, Travis Twitt.
Oh.
That was 94.
Ooh.
Okay, here we go. 95 was Patti LaBelle, Indiana Jones, which is weird, Tony Bennett, Arturo Sandoval, and the Miami Sound Machine.
Okay.
Okay, Diana Ross. I remember this one, 97, the Blues Brothers performed.
I do remember that.
With ZZ Top, James Brown.
Yep, I remember that. That was a little corny.
Yep. And then we got 98 is Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves. They were doing a tribute to Motown.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. Then, again, 99, Gloria Estefan, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and Stevie Wonder.
All right, you can't go wrong with Stevie,
This
man.
was the Salsa, Soul, and Swing episode. Now we're in the 2000s.
So Gloria must have a record. I mean, that's 3 Super Bowls right there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else has.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else has done 2.
And the only reason I'm doing this is not to defend Rihanna. I'm not.
Okay.
I know that I notice every year I watch the Super Bowl, somebody always complains.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's mostly somebody who's very, very, very conservative.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but here's the thing. 4 years, you know this, I know this. This is the time where every man goes to the bathroom. Every guy goes to the bathroom. Why? Because the Super Bowl performance sucks every year. Do you know that one year during Super Bowl, In Living Color used to compete with the Super Bowl?
I do remember that.
And everybody would turn the channel from Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year, ratings wise, to go watch In Living Color.
Yep.
That's why, like, when people say, "Oh yeah, Rihanna," well, I don't know her music. I don't know. It's not for me. These things are never for us.
Right.
That's all I'm getting at. I can keep going down the list, but you guys don't care.
There's been some good ones.
Who?
Well, yes.
Yeah, tell me who.
Yes.
Was it Phil Collins and Christina Aguilera?
I don't even remember that.
Exactly.
And I'm a big Phil Collins fan. McCartney was good. McCartney, when he did it, he was good.
Okay, his band was on a run.
Yeah.
All right, but then you had Shania Twain and No Doubt.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Tom Petty was good. Bruce Springsteen. Oh, the best one ever, Prince and Beyonce. Come on.
Prince didn't perform with Beyonce.
Yes, he did.
Prince had his own thing. You're talking about Bruno Mars. You're mixing Bruno Mars up.
No, I'm not.
You can't do that in Black History Month.
I am not mixing that up. You're getting Black History wrong.
No.
Prince did his own set, but Beyonce...
Prince performed by himself.
But didn't she come out to do Crazy Love?
No.
Or did she do a halftime and he showed... I'm telling you, there's a clip where they're doing it together. I'm getting my phone right now.
Get your phone out.
Fullerton.
Get your phone out, because that didn't happen. I am on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is never wrong.
Prince... If I could type, it came out Prince. Prince, Beyonce. Prince, Beyonce medley. Oh, that was at the Grammys a few years ago. All right. Either way, he was still the best halftime show. He was still the best halftime show.
I don't know if I would say that he's the best halftime show.
Who would you say was the
best? I love
best?
Prince. Don't get me wrong. I love Prince. Honestly, I would have to say it was Michael Jackson.
I'd have to watch. I don't even remember.
Yeah, because it's Michael Jackson in his prime, right before the scandals happened.
Right. Yeah.
So I would say Michael. I mean, people faint when Michael performs. Like, when's the last time you saw people faint for like a singer?
I fainted when you told me you were coming in.
Are you guys liking me on this show? Can you let us know?
Absolutely. Don Sills said he agrees. Prince.
Hey, Don Sills.
Don Sills. Have you done his show yet?
I haven't done it in a very long time because Don Sills doesn't respond to his messages.
Yes, he does. The best Super Bowl box to check off would be Debbie's.
Hey, Debbie does Dallas Cowboys.
How did Michael Jackson concentrate on his halftime show with all those tight ends? All right, Kirsten O'Flaherty says you are hysterical.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Kirsten, for watching as always. Thank you all you guys for checking in.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, me and Don Sill. I'm going with Prince and McCartney a close second.
Let's see. Let me see who else is here. I hated Lady Gaga. Justin Timberlake's was weird. Maroon 5,
Ugh, I hate Maroon 5. Can't stand. Can't. That guy sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, but then everybody. Did you know that when that happened, a pastor sued the NFL because he said that he got aroused while watching Jennifer Lopez and Shakira.
So he sued the NFL.
He sued the NFL.
Well, then I'll sue too because they didn't kiss and they should have.
And there was a lot of people that were saying that it was too sexual. They didn't like it.
That's exactly why we liked it.
But that's why. But that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, when I see these things, like, I'm like, all right, I'm looking for the backlash. Like last year when they had Dr. Dre, Snoop, and like I was waiting for.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
I was waiting for the backlash because they were like, oh yeah, that's not for me. I'm like, listen, you can't say it's not for you. Oh yeah, it's for young people. All of those people on that stage were in their 50s.
Right. They've been around for 30 years.
Yeah, all of them were in the like. Eminem is 51, 52.
Right.
So I'm like. What's the game plan here? Like, I can understand the Weeknd. Like, I get that one. Like, I don't want the Weeknd to ever perform at the Super Bowl ever again. I didn't even know if it was him. Like, he looked like he should be in the trauma unit.
Yes.
And that was the urgent care Super Bowl. but like, you know, it's like the Rihanna thing. I didn't really care for the performance. But Rihanna's not really a performer, number one. Number two, she hasn't made a song in over 7 years.
Right.
8 years.
Well, and then 3, she's pregnant.
I didn't know she...
I think that was her reveal,
That was her special guest, yes. That was her reveal.
Guest.
Yeah, because she kept teasing, hey, you know, there might be a special guest, might not be. I was hoping maybe Drake would come out. I was hoping somebody...
Yeah, there were rumors that Janet Jackson was coming out.
They didn't want her there because of what happened.
Right.
And to be honest with you, and I'm sorry, and I might be in the minority of people that think this, but I actually liked that Super Bowl performance when she came out.
Yes.
I was actually really digging it until all of a sudden, ba-bam, that happened.
And I never understood why the backlash was on her because it was, you know, Justin that pulled it.
It was Justin that pulled it. But here's the funnier part. You never saw her nipple.
Right.
She had something covering her nipples, but you never saw her nipple.
Right.
Right? Now you can do that on TV. Why is it that we're still punishing her for something that happened over 20 years ago?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think she ever really fully bounced back from that.
She never.
That's a shame. She was good.
Mm-hmm.
I felt Rihanna just. Oh, you know, and speaking of guest stars, when she started to sing the Kanye song, I sat there no. Yeah, I really did. I thought for a second, like, please don't tell me he's the guest.
No, he's gone. He needs to stay. I want to believe that he's in a mental institution right now.
Yes.
However, I heard he married a woman that looks exactly like his ex-wife.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Jeez. see, and he's a perfect example of why he's a perfect example of a positive of not being famous or rich, because guys like him definitely lost his mind.
Well, we have to see the fact that he has mental health issues. Like, here's my thing. If I know somebody is crazy, I'm not going to take anything they say word for word, whatever they say.
Right. Because
I know they're crazy. The problem is people are still trying to normalize him, and they want to put his feet to the fire for the stuff he said. He's fucking crazy.
Yes,
he's certified, and the problem is that he's been an entitled child his whole career, his whole life. These, like, some of the things that he's been saying are just things that somebody else told him. If you look at the people that are around him, those are the people that are feeding him the things to say.
Right.
And that's why you get the crazy things. So if you're hanging out with white supremacists and they like you, then of course you're going to say the same thing. You're a parrot. But you think that's free speech. It's not free speech. Why? Because you're crazy. You're not like I have a cousin that's bipolar. Okay. So everything I see Kanye West doing, I see in my cousin. Bipolarism is like crazy. Like, you can be kind of there, but not all the way there.
Right. Like sometimes you're there, other times you're not.
Like he'll message me and say, "Thank your mom for writing that acceptance letter for me. I appreciate it. It got me back in school on the right track." My cousin is 46 years old.
Wow.
Okay. He's not going to school. He was in the military. He's at the VA down south somewhere.
Wow.
But he keeps telling me, thank her for doing this. Like, I'm doing really good. I'm becoming a pastor. And I'm like, okay. You know.
Well, right. What are you going to say, right? Let's see. Don Sill, love me some Nigel. Fremder, Lady Gaga's hot. I would definitely poke her face. Depending on how big they are determines if the nip slip is going to have an easy bounce back. Jeff Bosey, who's watching, says, good morning, everyone, and glad to see Fullerton alive and well, he says.
Hey, I like Bosey. Come back.
Yes.
Come back, Bosey.
See that? The news even made it to L.A.
Come back.
There you go. And Carol Miner says, good morning. Hello, Carol. Good to see you. Carol, we're going to talk about you tomorrow. I got your delivery.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. All right, so tell us about L.A., man.
L.A. is, you know what? I moved to the one part of L.A. that looks like Long Island. Like, I feel like, so
a lot of cars and high taxes?
Have you heard of California and their high taxes?
I have.
I spent $7 in gas.
Yeah, okay.
It's the worst. I mean,
wow.
Trust me, it has its benefits. I do have a pool.
Oh, nice.
I live in the hills, so like when every time I drive on the freeway, it kind of looks like the beginning of the MASH. Like, like that's how it is. People in LA can't drive. That's why they have bad traffic. They cannot drive. Every time I'm driving to work, I see a car flipped over. I've seen cars on fire. I watched the car explode. Like, it looks like Die Hard every time I'm on the 405. Wow. I swear to you.
Sounds like fun.
What was that? What was that?
That noise? That was a ghost. I think Francesco is here. He's due to come in at noon, but the back door opened, so I'm assuming it's him, but I don't see anybody yet. Yep,
hey, there he goes.
There he is.
There he goes.
Yeah, okay.
That's cool.
He's going to the bathroom. All
but
right.
LA is cool. The only thing that I will say is that they lied to me.
About what?
They told me that it never rains in Southern California.
And it does? I've heard that.
It rained for like 2 months straight.
My goodness.
Like, we had flooding issues. You didn't know?
Well,
you don't watch the fake news media. I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
That's it. But the flooding is good because you're always having wildfires there.
Yeah, the wildfires and the earthquakes that have happened since I've been there, I have not felt or seen or anything. I live in a bubble.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing because like I was told that I can't wear Yankee hats out there.
Oh.
The reason being is because most of the gang members, the Crips, they wear Yankee hats. I found out like it was the dumbest thing in the world. I was like, so wait a minute, like I can't wear. I'm from New York. It was like, oh man, you can't wear that here.
See, that reason alone. Stay right here, pal.
Hey,
Stay right here.
You guys don't want me. You guys don't want me here.
That's completely not true.
That is the fact.
100%.
I don't feel loved. The other comedians don't call me no more.
I've occasionally commented, on some of your stuff. I wouldn't say steady. I like a lot of your stuff probably more than I've commented, but I would say I've kept tabs, and I know what you've been doing. I think that's the case for most of these guys around here.
Yeah, most of the guys, yeah. Well, I was going through a little big transition. Like, I moved to L.A.
Yeah.
I got engaged. I got married. All of this happening within a couple of months of each other. So,
how did you convince her to go out there with you? Is that why you put the ring on it?
No, we were already going. I wanted to further my career. She has family out there.
Oh, all right. So that's okay. That's why. All right.
And that's the thing. Like, I have some stuff in the works that are coming out soon, but like I really wanted to be, where I needed to be. And that's one of the places that we were like, you know what, let's set some roots here.
Okay.
Never been out there. We always talk about doing it. Why don't we go do it? And what I did one of my dreams. I will tell you this.
Porn.
Of course. But besides porn, I went on, so as a kid, like I always wanted to be on 2 shows. Either it was The Price is Right.
Oh, okay.
Or Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, both game shows.
Both game shows.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe I should make some money for the wedding, and like maybe I should try and jump on a game show. I was like, why don't I do that? So I actually contacted the people for the game show, and I got on Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm not keeping tabs on you. I didn't
see?
know that.
Yeah, I got on Let's Make a Deal. They interview you before you get on,
Right?
And I played that whole we're newlyweds, and we want to have a good wedding, and a nice little honeymoon, and I brought my wife with me, and we got on the show. I think the episode aired. The episode aired right before Christmas.
All right, but you don't have to move to LA to be on a game show.
We were there.
All right, but
got on there.
But you could have went there, done the game show, and come back.
I could have, but I didn't move to do the game show. I didn't move to do the game show.
So I didn't even know that show was still on. Who hosts it?
Wayne Brady.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought he was still doing Who's Line.
No, he's actually like everybody knows him for Who's Line, but yeah, he is the. You know why you don't know? Because you've been doing this show.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, then I saw him too. He was on.
He has like three jobs right now.
Yeah. Well, Who's Line he was still doing because I know he's still doing that.
Yeah.
But then I was watching. They made a series on Showtime. What's the name of that movie? Richard Gere.
American Gigolo.
Thank you.
I got you.
Yep. You do.
Again, I told you I'm a cinephile.
Yep.
I know this stuff.
So I watched it because I like the main guy.
Yeah, John
Bernthal, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm shocked. So I watched the first episode. And I'm like, Wayne Brady.
It's funny that I know these, but I don't know the Mets players. That guy, Mark Piazza.
So between the two of us, we make one real man.
Yeah, Wayne Gretley. Sammy Suha. I know all these people. Mark Aguirre.
Yeah, Mark McCarthy.
All these guys.
And Joe Namaste.
Oh, Joe Namaste. Now I know Joe Namath. He wore stockings.
And a fur coat.
He was the original Ric Flair.
Yeah. Fremder, before I realized I wasn't going to move, I put down a good down payment on a tent under a bridge in L.A.
Oh, that really happens. Like, the homeless people are like, they go camping. I swear to you. It's weird. They're all underneath a bridge, just like that song.
Really?
Like I swore I saw Anthony Kiedis there. But
maybe when he was doing heroin, you probably did.
I probably did. But, like, there really is a skid row. There really is, like, the homeless people they don't look homeless. You'll never know that they're homeless. See, here, they'll have like a sign. They'll have like a whole bunch of stuff to let you, like, they'll look homeless. In LA, in California, they'll just walk up to you like a normal person. Hey, listen, can I get some money? I'm like, why do you need money? I just, I've been out of work. Like, it's just a regular person. Yeah. And they always have stories. New York, we have signs. Yep. I'm homeless, feed me.
Yep.
Them, I came out here, to be on The Price is Right, and I lost.
Well, so that's a good acting job for you. Are you?
I've been auditioning for everything.
Nice.
Like, every other week I have something. So,
and you're doing stand up too?
I stand up too as well. So
nice.
Like, I got a lot of stuff in the works. It's just, it takes time. So I've only been there for like like I said, I've only been there for like a good year. So
that's what I've heard about LA. I mean, everybody goes there and hoping to get something going. So it's, do you see that? It's like a ton of people.
It is like, if you don't have an agent or a manager, like, you're dead in the water. Like, I'm so lucky that I have both. I'm so happy that I have them, because they keep me grounded. They tell me when I suck.
Oh wow! Are you SAG?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah, come on, man. I've been in a couple movies. Let me tell you my IMDb, all right? I've been in Roxanne on Netflix.
Yep, I know. You're biz.
I've been in The Get Down on Netflix. I've been on Who Shot Biggie and Tupac. I've been in 13 commercials.
Yep.
I've been around this comedy thing for over 20 years. But it doesn't matter because you guys don't know me, and I want you guys to know me. If you could call in right now.
Brian Paul drove from DW University in DC, and the tents are there too. I guess dorming there is inexpensive. Yeah, it's crazy. Is it competitive?
It's very, acting wise is very competitive. Stand up wise is very competitive also. Stand up, it's like LA's better for acting than stand up.
Okay.
New York is better for stand up than acting. So
yeah, that's what I've seen for the most part here. They are very supportive for the most part here.
So I mean, well, it depends on what market. So like for instance, Long Island, they're supportive, but New York, the city, is cutthroat.
Right,
So it's like it depends on where you are. Like for here, like people outside of like people who live in cities look at this as like a destination.
Right.
So this is like a road show for them. So like let's say it's kind of like if I'm doing stand up and my market is Long Island, me going to Connecticut, that's a road show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like and for them, vice versa.
Yeah.
So that's how it looks. But like when you live in a city, it's like you're fighting for spots. And the way that California is set up, everything's spread out. Like Hollywood is not right next to LA.
Right.
You got Burbank, you got Reseda is a real town. Did you know that?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
You know where Reseda is though, right? You know where it's from, right?
Yeah, that's oh shit.
So all my life,
what's that from? Tell me.
all my life, I've watched The Karate Kid.
Right.
Right? I'm driving on the freeway and I see Reseda and I get super excited because I think Daniel LaRusso lives there.
He's here.
He's here. He's from here.
And he's still here.
Is he?
Ralph Macchio is still on Long Island.
Oh, man.
Yes,
Does he buy his toupees here or he gets them imported?
Oh, are those toupees?
Those are toupees.
No shit, really?
He wears toupee.
Ralph Macchio?
Look at Ralph Macchio a couple years ago before Karate Kid and look at him now. I guarantee you.
Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio looks like Karl Malone when he's not wearing the toupee.
No shit.
Yeah. That's a hairpiece, buddy. That's a hairpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for somebody to kick it off.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah, he hasn't.
He has a hairpiece.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He's not gonna tell you right away.
Yeah.
He's like not gonna say, "Hey, people, I'm wearing a wig."
Oh, that's funny. And how's the podcast going?
Podcast is going great, man.
How is You People? I haven't seen that yet, but it looks great.
All right, so this is me giving my elevator pitch for You People. If you're looking for an Eddie Murphy movie, this is not an Eddie Murphy movie. This is a Jonah Hill movie.
Right.
If you are familiar with Jonah Hill's work, if you've seen 21 Jump Street, if you've seen a movie like The Sitter, if you've seen any of those movies that have Jonah Hill in it, this is all of his humor. Jonah Hill wrote it with Kenya Barris. And I was waiting to see how that mixture would be. And you can tell in the beginning of this movie, it's mostly Jonah's humor. You have like a lot of people there, like Julia Louis-Dreyfus is phenomenal in this.
She's a treasure.
David Duchovny, oh my God, never knew he was really funny. He's hilarious in this movie, and it's a decent movie. There's some things that don't work. The chemistry between Jonah Hill and the main girl, Lauren London, aren't the best. But the moments that you have when you have Eddie and Jonah together, the moments that you have when you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus on the scene, and she's trying to adapt and trying to be the cool mom, like she's doing a lot of stuff, like trying to, she's like, I don't know if you know this, but the police are fucked up.
She's great.
And like Jonah Hill's like, why are you saying this, Mom? You never. She's like, I say this all the time. I talk to my friends about it. It's a hot topic.
Yeah, Eddie's like kind of like a straight guy in this movie.
Eddie
right?
plays a straight guy. So like, this is not Eddie's quote unquote movie, but it's great to see Eddie on film because again, we've seen Eddie for over 40 years.
Yeah.
Like no matter how old you were when you saw him, there is a certain part of Eddie that you remember.
Yep.
And a lot of people remember him as that fast talking wise guy from, Beverly Hills Cop, or they remember him from as Akeem from Coming to America. So like I followed him because I was like, this is a guy from Long Island that, I knew as like the biggest star in the world at one point.
Oh yeah.
At one point. And for some reason, people discredit the things that he's done lately versus the things he's done previously. So when I do my podcast, I ask people, what's your first introduction to Eddie Murphy? And then we start there. And then we remember what your love was. Like, what was your first introduction? Like, when was the first time you saw Eddie Murphy?
Well, for me, I was at the perfect age because I was probably 12, 13, 14 when Delirious came out.
Right.
So I was right there pretty much from the beginning.
You see how he was 13 listening to Foul Mouth,
Oh,
Eddie Murphy?
absolutely.
And you had cable, too, motherfucker.
I didn't.
No,
I
you
didn't. My buddies, Joe and Dave Gonzalez, two brothers, their parents, the father worked a lot, and the mother was she was a local singer. So a lot of times at night, the parents wouldn't be home. So that was the cool house because we had no supervision.
So they had cable.
I forget if they had cable or if they just got a VHS.
Okay.
But either way,
the VHS came out too.
Yeah. Either way, that's how I saw it.
Yeah.
And we were. I remember sitting in the living room, all of us rolling and laughing our asses off.
And that's what it is. People remember, like when I bring you to that moment where you remember the first time you saw, because a lot of us were young. And a lot of us were watching something we should have not been watching.
Right.
A lot of people I know tell me the first time they saw him was in what was it? Some
Trading
people say
Places.
Some people say 48 Hours. Some people say Trading Places.
Right.
And when they say Trading Places, I'm like, how old were you when you saw it? I was 7.
Right.
They were like, I went with my mother and father to the movie theater.
Right.
They didn't care. They were cool.
Well, right. That's what I mean. I was at the perfect age, a teenager. That's a teenager's type of humor, that rebel, that with all the cursing and
he was so young. Like people don't really understand. Like before we got on, we were talking. I told you a story about Michael Che and how Michael Che it took him 4 years to get on.
Right.
Eddie Murphy started when he was 15 years old. He got on at 19 and never left TV. He's never had to audition for anything besides Saturday Night Live.
Right.
So I felt the need, because a lot of people know him for his ladder work, and a lot of these young kids, who are in their 20s, don't only know him as Donkey from Shrek.
Right.
So like,
or the Nutty Professor.
Or the Nutty Professor. But that's why I started this, because I was like, you know what? There's so much things that like uncover. And in the process of me doing the podcast, I have spoken to Eddie Murphy's friends. I've spoken to his bodyguard. I spoke to a writer for SNL during season 6. Remember that was the season where everybody left and Eddie Murphy had just got on.
Right.
This is when Charles Rocket was on. This is when Gilbert Godfrey was on. And he gave me the whole rundown as to why the show sucked. Why there's only 13 episodes for that season. I didn't know that.
Right. And I think Gilbert got fired even halfway through that.
Gilbert got fired. He told me about his whole relationship with Gilbert. And this man's name is Ferris Butler.
Oh.
He says that he knew all the guys that were involved with Ferris Bueller Day Off.
Yeah.
And they used his name.
Right. Wow.
I've spoken to him. I spoke to the big Barry White looking motherfuckers from Trading Places.
Right.
Like
cool.
I've spoken to directors, I've spoken to actors, I've spoken to comedians. I speak to everybody. Anybody who is a fan of movies or whatever, like Eddie Murphy, like we all are. There is a movie that people like. And
did you either on the show or maybe something else? Didn't you do something with what's his name? Faison or something? The guy who plays the landlord in Coming to America. Didn't you do something with him? Is my memory serving me wrong?
I didn't. Frankie Faison. No,
Frankie Faison. Right. Frankie Faison. No, nothing.
No. He was too big time. I was trying to get him at one point. I got somebody else from Coming to America 2 that I know. His name's Rodney Perry. Okay. He was on there.
That movie was awful.
Yeah. Well, it's, again, it was, the way I say it is this. I won't say that it was bad, awful, whatever. What I will say is it was great seeing everybody together again.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That like, the nostalgia was there. Yeah, but that was it.
Because you can't follow in the footsteps of something that was so great.
Mm-hmm.
You're destined to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with Beverly Hills Cop 4, which they were shooting this summer in LA, and I saw them all there. But even when Beverly Hills Cop 4 comes out, it's not going to be the same movie. Right. See, you remember that guy who was, again, at the time, he was 21 years old.
Right.
He was trying to play older, but he was 21. And he's now 62. Right. So you can't expect him to be the same guy.
Right.
Like, people evolve, people change, and that's the problem. The thoughts in your head. The reason why a movie like Coming to America does not work in 2023 now that we're in is because we have the internet.
Right.
You're no longer a fish out of water. You know that there's other places out there.
Right.
Before, in the 80s, and you know, every time before the internet happened, you did not know what was going on in different parts of the country. You did not know.
Right.
You thought that Africa was, you know, the things that Sally Struthers talks about on the, you know, for 10 cents a day you can feed this child.
Right.
Now you know there's actually, like, you know, there's Marvel superheroes in Africa now.
That's what really goes on in Africa, the superheroes. But Dolomite is
My Name is one of the, like, it's really
one
good.
of his best movies in a long time, I thought.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It was. But see, that's what I'm saying. When people say in a long time, movies are subjective, and we forget that movies are subjective. And people say, "Oh, I love movies." Like, you're one. I guarantee you're one of those guys that says, "I love Eddie's earlier work, but I don't like his latter work."
No, I'm not. I love it all, but I do think.
Oh, okay.
But I do think he had more clunkers later on than he did in the beginning.
But here's the thing: you recognize that. However, when we talk about our Steve Martins, our Bill Murrays, our, you know, everybody else who was big at a time who had a run, they all had clunkers. We forget.
Oh, sure.
We forget that Bill Murray had Larger Than Life.
Right.
We forget that Steve Martin had Mixed Nuts and Sergeant Bilko and Cheaper by the Dozen. And what's the movie with Queen Latifah? Bringing Down the House.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, again, we don't bring those up. We never bring those up. We never bring up the bad movies. When we bring up Eddie Murphy, we like, oh, Pluto Nash was horrible.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but for me personally, I don't think that way in terms of Eddie Murphy.
I'm just saying in general. I know you don't think,
right?
But there's a lot of other people that do.
Yeah,
I've
never heard that.
Yeah, a lot of other people will say I like their stuff in the 80s and 90s, and I like in the 80s mostly. And I said, well, what about Steve Martin? You like most of the stuff that he did in the 80s, right? You're like, yeah. But do you like his stuff from the 90s? No, not really. Mm-hmm. What about 2000? Yeah, I don't like those either. So why is it that the first thing you tell me is, yeah, I don't like his latter work?
I just thought Dolomite because, I mean, yeah.
I love Dolomite.
Yeah, but he did have a little bit of a run with Pluto Nash. And what was the other one? Was that Pluto Nash where he's living in the guy's ear or some shit?
I love Meet Dave.
Meet Dave?
Meet Dave.
But commercially,
have you ever seen Meet Dave?
I saw maybe 10 minutes of it. That's it.
Every person that says that Meet Dave is bad has never seen it.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Every person.
Let's see. The actress that wins the Golden Globes is probably up for the SAG. California has an app to report the locations where people crap on the streets.
They do.
Free Fallin' by Tom Petty. Bill Murray was great, and Groundhog Day, I used to watch that movie every day over and over again.
Right.
Oh, I was wondering where he went. I saw he went to the bathroom, but I didn't know. Come on.
Does he want to come in?
Yeah.
Let him sit here for a second.
No, I got the cameras. Oh,
right,
why, you have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I got to pee.
Oh, all right. You go pee.
I'll let you sit here for a second. Hey,
all right.
That's all I'm getting is the second.
What happened? He saw you coming. He's like, I'm out.
My lawyer said I get more time than a second. Really.
I'll be right back.
All right.
What's going on?
Francesco. I got to get that. I knew I wouldn't get that right.
What do I do? I'm putting these on.
You don't have to put them on if you don't want. But you got to sit and speak into that.
All right.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me there.
Absolutely.
You know?
And
I mean,
before we get into anything, I didn't forget you. There you go.
Oh my God!
I didn't take out the brown ones or the green ones, but
you know where I got that from?
That's Van Halen. Are you a Van Halen man?
Yeah, and then
gotta love a Van Halen man.
And then I think in the contract they didn't read it one time,
right?
And they went nuts.
They just wanted to make sure they were reading it, so they put that in,
like the hotel room.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Was it brown or green? I forget.
Brown.
It was a brown one.
Yeah.
It was no brown M&Ms.
I did my research before I came in, so you know.
All right, so yeah, we had Nigel knew all about Eddie Murphy, and now Francesco. We're going to talk about Van Halen. Look at this jacket. What is going on here? You're like Laverne from London Shirley. The Italian Stallion. Wow.
Yeah, you know. And,
is that like some kind of authentic?
I hope you're not going to do any cheap shots here. You know what I mean? You know.
Hey, Butkus.
All right, yo.
And well, we have Nigel. He's a big. What was the word? Cinemaphile. Is that the word? Well, we were just talking about. Rocky.
Oh, I love Rocky.
Check out his jacket.
Yeah.
He's got the Italian Stallion.
Hey, Italian Stallion. Hey,
look at that.
Take it back. Take it back.
Yo, take it back. You know what I mean?
All right, well, and we did mention that before. Did you watch the game yesterday?
Yeah, it did.
That Stallone
crazy
commercial.
at the end
Oh,
of the-
yes. But that
I
Stallone
didn't
commercial
expect
sucked. That was
I didn't
stupid.
see
You
that.
didn't-
Oh, wait.
It was towards the beginning.
Was it Stallone? Or
It was Stallone.
Travolta?
No, that was. I didn't like that.
Travolta,
either.
yeah. My sister loved that
Really?
one, yeah.
No, it was towards the beginning.
Right.
Who was it? It
I
was
tried to
some-
make a comeback, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. And then they had, it was, Dora was in the commercial. I forget. What are you doing over there with the
I was
camera?
trying to move it over so you can see me.
Oh, we
Can you
we
see
got
me?
you. We got you. Don't worry.
All right.
Can you see me? Hi there.
Come on. I wouldn't.
Sorry, I was trying to help you out.
I wouldn't cut you out. You're
Oh,
there.
okay. All right.
I've killed people for less.
Yeah, and I've had people killed for less.
There you go.
I'm
Yeah,
Italian, you know. it's
I'm
part
trying to
of that
remember
whole
who was
thing.
in the commercial, but they were talking about they were in some weird place, and they said, and there's Stallone Mountain, and it was a big mountain with Stallone's face on it.
I didn't see that.
And then
I missed
Stallone
that one.
himself was hanging from the nose, and then
Cliffhanger, the movie.
it maybe, and then I didn't even think about that, and then the mountain sneezed and Stallone went flying. Like I don't even remember what the commercial was for.
Really?
Wow. Stallone's been like. Have you seen Tulsa King?
Yes, I have.
All right. What do you think about
a
it?
little bit of it's
I-
great.
it was-
I think he's good.
It's corny, it's predictable, but I enjoyed it
But-
because it's Stallone.
Because it's
that's
Stallone.
why.
Yeah.
Do you feel like so now he's trying to get the rights back from Rocky? Like because,
Oh yeah, because
so
Winkler or something like that.
yeah, Ern Winkler, like his
But-
kids own it now, and like Stallone wants to pass a piece of Rocky to his kids.
Right.
He's not in Creed 3.
Right, that's what I've
They
heard.
probably
Yeah.
made a deal back then, just to get things rolling. When
Yeah, he
first
was
wrote
nobody.
Rocky,
Right, right.
So
He was a
probably-
porn star before he did Rocky.
That's
he
right.
didn't-
Yep.
So he didn't look at it probably the whole thing, but
Pajano says, I think you need to turn Nigel's mic up. I'm guessing he's messing with us because of the complaints we used to get.
I'm
Yes.
loud again.
I doubt it. All right, so Francesco is here. Francesco, I'm going to ask you flat out, where the hell did you come from?
well, originally my mom. I mean, if we're gonna get technical about it,
Because I'm just curious, because you just seem to, like a lot of the comedians we get to know around here, and they'll go on certain shows and they'll get around. You just all of a sudden seem to have shows in the Giga Room and at the brokerage. Like,
well,
where'd this guy
that's
come
what
from?
you call hustle. Okay, you gotta hustle and get there and do things, and that's what me and Bobby Bannon,
right.
we do. We put together the shows. We get things rolling.
All right.
You can't wait for people to come to you. You got to go to that.
Sure.
Whatever that avenue is.
Okay.
Whatever you're going to do. Whether it's
So you just
acting,
hustled
comedy,
and you came to Governors and you said,
Yeah, first, I took the comedy college.
Oh, you did?
with
Oh,
brokers,
okay.
Rich, Steve,
yes.
and
Peter.
okay, years ago, and that got me started.
Oh,
going.
okay. All right.
And I started doing some shows and all that, and then lately, which I know Carrie Carabas for like 10 years.
Oh, nice.
And also she was a coach of mine too.
Okay.
And
She's great.
Yeah, and she yells at me when I'm not doing the things.
She yells at everybody. We're all emotionally
I know,
scarred.
but
we all go to group therapy together to talk
she's
about
great
Carrie.
too. So that's how I kind of got started with the comedy part about 5 years ago, and I have an acting background too. I've studied through decades of studying. Actor Studio, Susan Grace Cohen.
Oh, wow.
Master's Class, Penny Templeton Studios.
Wow.
HB, We Spare Commercial, blah, blah, blah.
You ever go out to L.A. to do some acting?
I've done, I didn't do the acting out there. I've gone to L.A., almost had a couple of almost, that always happens. Almost
everybody's got
throughout
the almost. Yeah.
But, I did off-Broadway play stuff, commercial work. I had a horrible horror movie I did, like Blood Craving, So, I've done all that kind of stuff also, so I do have a background in that.
Okay.
But I never tried, my buddy said, when you're on, man, you're funny, because you should try comedy. He said this years ago. And then I said, you know what? All right, I'm going to try it. So about 5 years ago, I started doing it, So, and then I talk about all real stuff, most of it. Okay?
Right.
90% is written, I write. And then you got to heighten it up a little bit, of course, to make it funny on stage.
Yeah, sure.
So, being divorced, my 15-year-old daughter, being single, bar scene, my work, the gym, and then I do impression set too, which I like personally. And a lot of people say, oh, well, nobody does impressions anymore. And I'm just thinking, you know what? Not everybody can do impressions.
It is hard.
And make it with a little storyline with the impression, not just doing the impression, but having a storyline with that.
Okay.
So I think that makes it interesting. Like I came up with a thing like Andrew Dice Clay from the other day on TV. He was on a commercial for Viagra. So imagine that. So I built a little thing around that.
That's funny.
And did I talk too loud? Sorry.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was this cough button.
Yeah, I just had to cough. So, I got Francesco demanded his M&Ms, so I didn't know what you liked. So, but I figured you can't go wrong with a Hershey bar.
Hey, you got me this. What is this? What is this?
What?
Couldn't give me white chocolate?
Oh, jeez.
I'm just
no. I'll take the black chocolate. You gotta give me the white chocolate.
This is Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor all over again.
Oh no, it's not.
Go Bunny.
I am not going there. We had a little bit of a joke with him coming on that he wanted his M&Ms, so I just figured, all right, well,
I never asked for M&Ms when I come here.
No.
I did ask for Jameson's on the rocks, but I don't see.
Well,
that
you got
here,
that I couldn't help you with.
That's when James is here. His
what happened, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I want to thank James too and everyone.
James is a class
at
act,
the
man.
staff, for having me here, doing the comedy shows. It was, it's just very nice, and I get emotional.
So when you, you did. In fact, you just did one just Saturday, a week or two ago.
Yeah, Saturday, last Saturday rather.
So it's
a week ago.
So you have to deal with, putting a set together, but you're also producing the show.
Yeah,
so
right. So we're doing all the PR work.
It's a lot of work.
Me and Bobby, we do all the PR work. We get things going.
Yeah.
And it's like it's good because you're getting all this. Knowledge of putting things together.
Sure.
Besides just doing the comedy part,
Well, I got a question.
Which is cool, because then it's like,
Is it just you, Bobby, and like a special guest?
And Carrie is usually with
Carrie,
us too.
yeah,
That's our main group, and then
that's why I like that.
Then we jive well together.
Okay.
So then we'll have special, we'll have guests.
Okay.
Like Michelle Fox was doing the MC, and she did her bit and everything.
She's so good at MCing.
Yeah, so
she's great.
and then we'll switch around.
I got you.
And
I like that because, like you just said, you just started comedy, right?
About 4.5 years ago.
All right, so I like the fact that his comedy show doesn't have a lot of people on it. Because when I looked at your Facebook, but that's better.
Yes.
Well, to me, it's good. Look, if that's what you want to do, fine. But to me, then it gets to be like almost like an open mic when you have 8 people on the same show.
Nobody wants that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I like that
boom,
right.
Yeah.
But you understand it because these guys are trying to produce a show, so it's. The more comedians you have, you hope that they're going to bring a few people, and so you're hoping to fill. And that's what I mean.
But they're those guys are new, so that's why you have the magic number should be 6, shouldn't exceed 8. It shouldn't be more than 8.
Right.
A lot of times,
it's usually like
I feel
12.
it should be 3 majors.
3 majors.
You have maybe one, of course, the MC person.
Right.
And then maybe 1 or 2 just to do a quick guest spot.
But then
which we did have.
And then that gets you to 5 and 6. You know.
But then, do you have a hard time, filling the room because you have less comedians?
No, we sold out again.
Did you? Yeah.
We sold out.
Oh, that's nice.
Last year we almost sold out. Give or take a little bit, and the brokerage is a little bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And then you always have so many people too. It's like, I can't make it, or I'm doing something, or
babysitter.
My ex-wife won't let me go. Different things like that.
I never heard that one. If she's the ex-wife, you don't need her permission. But
no, but I. Yeah.
But it is. It's hard to get people to come. Unless you have a following. We were talking about that.
Unless if you're Maniscalco, it's easy because you don't have to do anything, and you do have a guy who does all the PR and all that and setting up everything.
Exactly.
So we're not at that stage yet.
It would be nice to be there.
But
we're pulling for you.
Yeah, you know what? It's you have to have the vision, as I always say. You have to visualize you're doing it, okay? Because there's people in every industry of entertainment. You're gonna have really great ones, and then you have ones that really aren't that great, and then you wonder how the hell they make it, and then there's someone in between.
Yeah.
But it all starts with the visualization. Do you want to be there? Can you be there? You have to see yourself doing it.
Okay. All right.
And if you have some talent with that, then it's just a matter of time before you're going to get there some way, somehow.
Right.
You know?
It's just like a TED Talk.
This is really sorry.
Thank you for letting us know this stuff.
Sorry. Well, you know what?
It's like all inside baseball. Hey, everybody. So this is how comedy works, right?
Yeah.
You got to have a good... No, I'm just...
Well, that's it. Exactly. You know? And you got to let go of the ego and all that kind of crap, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And then people see what you're about. And there you go, another TED Talk for you. You know? But anyway, if that answered the question.
Sure.
Your cough button is hilarious. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to cough into the mic, and I cough
Do you
a
have
lot.
like
So.
a laugh track or something you can push after I'm
Actually,
done?
you know what?
You know what's
With
funny?
each one of those.
You know what's
that I'm
funny? Caddyshack.
Oh, Caddyshack was classic.
So in Caddyshack, Rodney was telling all his one-liners, telling all his jokes, and he thinks he's bombing, and everybody, like, he doesn't hear any laughter, so he's like, yeah, telling this joke, and he's going harder and harder and harder, doesn't hear any laughter. He doesn't realize that they don't laugh on set because they don't want to ruin the take.
No kidding.
So he thinks he's bombing the whole time, and he's just going harder and harder
hilarious.
with jokes. And everybody's like, but nobody's really laughing.
Yeah, that was his first movie, too, and I think he was like 48 or something like that.
Right, yeah. Well, it
he
just
never
goes to show you never know.
But I always think
Never
that
acted.
I always think that when you don't hear any laughter, but you know you're killing, you're like, hey. You know,
Right.
like,
And sometimes you hear it, but you don't really hear it because when you're up there, it's just like you're trying to focus. Okay, what's
Yes.
next? All right, I got that laugh. Okay, let me keep on going on.
Right.
You know?
That's a problem that I have because I'm still kind of
so-
new when it comes to stand-up. Like getting comfortable to think on the spot what's working, what's not working, and what's what can I do?
Well, what I was shown, too.
There's a laugh. I don't know who's.
Was that funny?
I was just testing out the
He's
sound
testing out
effects.
sound.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What I was shown, too, by Carrie, too, writing everything out. So you're writing out, your beginning stuff, what you want to do.
Right.
And each subject matter and put them on index cards. Writing, the joke, ex-wife, blah, and on the back. Get those down to memory, solid. If something comes up, then you can improv off of that.
Sure.
But at least you have this all down solid. You know what's going next. Ex-wife, daughter,
Right.
bar.
Yeah, but I'm
like
talking
that.
about when you're actually up there and trying to read the audience.
So what I do
The-
and
on the
I know
spot
what you're talking
stuff.
about.
Yeah.
So what I do is before I perform,
Yeah.
I watch and see what everybody else is laughing at.
Right, you have to know the audience,
I
right,
study
before you
the
go up there.
audience.
Well, what I do is I don't care. I don't care with the audience. I just do it.
Really?
I do it, and what's going to get it, it's going to get the laughs. What's not, it's not. That's okay. Go on to the next. Boom.
Okay. All right.
My concern isn't about the audience because they're there or ready to see you for the most part.
Okay.
Okay. So you can't second guess. You just have to go by what you went over, what you think is funny, and then in the instance of some kind of improv going on in your head, or somebody says something in the audience or something like that, then you can ride off of that and expand.
So
That's what I think. That's what I think.
So when
It
you're
works.
up there, do you have your audiences laughed at certain things and then laughed at different things in other shows? And
I get laughs on some things that I do, like a lot, and then I'll get some here, and then you get some, not that many, but then you'll get more as you go into another bit, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
right.
So, but you're not going to hit it every single time. So it's, to
Right,
me, it's
right.
okay that you're up there. That okay, I got some laughs from over there. Some people like it.
So-
because when I listen to comedy and I'm looking at some of my favorite comedians or something, right? I might not be laughing on every single thing
Sure.
you're doing, but what I'm doing is I'm being entertained. You're an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a stand-up comedian, but you're also an entertainer.
Right.
So I think you got to go up with that. I'm entertaining. So therefore, I'm looking at them and going, you know what, that was great. I'm not laughing my head off, but I'm thinking, man, that was good. All right, what's next? And I'm being entertained. So you don't necessarily have to get all the laughs in order to be entertaining to the crowd.
But you
If that
take
makes sense.
No, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
And
that's the way I look at it.
But then will you make mental notes after a show and then change it for the next show?
Yeah, some.
Yeah.
Some I will.
Okay.
Maybe I'll throw out a couple things that didn't do anything, or you know what, It just wasn't the audience.
It's a litmus
You
test
know?
sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is the audience, sometimes it's not. Like a lot of times, like I do the same thing where I will test out a joke. Okay, these guys are laughing over here. All right, let me see what about these guys over here. What can I do to get these guys laugh? Okay, they like this joke. And then once you toward the end of your set, you know exactly what everybody's going to laugh at.
Sure.
So you can bring it out. One of the things I learned was that I used to have a whole bunch of separate jokes. And I was like, this joke was over here, this joke was over here, this joke was over here. I learned that those separate jokes that I had, I clumped them together, put them against a certain theme, and that way I had a whole bit that would run me. And that's what you should do in the beginning. Like, because a lot of times you'll have those little jokes that you have, laying around, and you'll be like, okay, this joke, and like it'll be something that you'd never even thought of, and you can bring it back. Like and I just realized as you were talking, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Wow.
And it just occurred to me. I was like, oh man, like I started in March of 2003, and I was like, I didn't even think about it now, but when I look at my old joke books, I'm like, okay, I could use this again. I could use this if I wanted to. I can like bring this together and revamp it and make it a whole new bit.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
Andy Plagano says he's a big fan of watching the audience and at least the comic that's up before him. Yeah, that makes sense to me because you want to know what you're following and what's
who's
working.
This? Who said that?
Andy Plagenos. He
okay.
He's a great comic.
You know what I used to do?
This is Andy right here, as a matter of
fact.
You can see Andy.
There you go.
Actually, yeah. You can see Andy and myself this Thursday at the Long Beach Library with Teddy Smith and Laura Patton. That's gonna
Teddy
be
Smith.
Okay. Teddy Smith is great.
Hey.
And Laura Patton's great. Andy's great. Hosted by Jules, who's known down there in Long Beach.
I know Jules.
Yeah, Jules is great.
I was going to say, Andy, like, I remember every time Todd Barry would go before me, I'd be like, I'm going to have a killer set because of my energy and because I knew that I was different from whatever Todd Barry was doing.
Right.
So I was like, all right, great. I'm going to have a great set this time.
Has that ever happened where who's ever before you were like, oh, this you feel it's going to make your set better or
Not
worse?
for me.
No, you don't worry about it?
Just Todd Barry.
Yeah.
You don't worry about that?
You know what? You're bringing your own stuff there. It's like you can't be concerned about somebody else before you.
All right, I agree with that to a point.
Because it's like, yeah, they're funny and they're killing great. Because then the audience is already warmed
They're
up.
helping the show.
So, then you're ready to do it.
All right, but one example, Dan LaRocco was in here once where he was talking about a show he did where the comedian before him was all political. And he did. He said, and I won't say which way. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
He literally lost. I mean, a good chunk of the audience was even getting up and walking out. And I think even people. I don't think it matters where you lean. I think people are so tired of politics that I do think unless they know, like if they're going to see a Terry McNeely or a George Gallo. They know they're going to get that type of humor.
I know what I'm getting with Terry McNeil.
Right. But usually, when you're at a comedy show and it's not expected and they get a lot of that stuff, you lose them. And so Dan was saying that. Dan LaRocco was saying that the audience was now kind of, split. A lot of them were now kind of, were a little mad. And he had to follow that. That's got to be tough.
Sometimes you got to back cleanup.
You know what?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I got to feel another feel on the whole thing. Okay, Bobby does his set. Part of his set is very political.
Oh, yeah?
And he's funny as hell.
Okay. Yeah, forgive me. I'm not familiar. Sorry.
Okay, he's funny as hell. All right. And you got people laughing in the audience. And then you're not going to win everybody over.
Right.
Depends on which side you're talking about. And that doesn't matter because it's comedy. Okay. Let's relax. Put on your big boy pants. And don't worry about it because it's comedy. So it doesn't matter the subject matter, what it is, what category, what subject, so on and so forth.
I agree with you, but unfortunately, that's usually not the case.
You can't get bent out of shape at a comedy show because it's comedy.
I agree 100%, but it still happens.
I say in the beginning of my thing, it's like, I say, tonight, we have a safe room for everybody. Okay, for you snowflakes that are out there, don't worry. Okay, we have oxygen masks for everybody. A certified psychiatrist to help guide you through a mantra. You're going to breathe in deep, and you're going to say, this is only an effing comedy show. And if that doesn't work for you, that's okay. That's okay.
Sure.
You could go to the front desk, get your money back, and then we'll ask you very nicely to get the hell out of here so we can start partying. Who's with me? So that's kind of how I started out, just to let everybody know.
So, all right. So you mentioned Bobby Bannon. How did you...
Bobby.
Yeah. No, so,
Bobby's watching now, I think.
Oh, all right.
Hey, Bobby, what's
Hello,
up,
Bobby.
man?
And again, forgive me. I don't know Bobby. So how did you find him?
Look him up.
I will.
He's on Instagram. He's on TikTok.
Right.
Everywhere.
And I see. You guys were doing all the shows together.
Thousands and thousands of followers. Like, I don't know. I forget 40, 50,000. I saw him. On Instagram, and then we started talking.
Oh, okay.
Years ago. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think the Jameson's is still in my head from last night.
Oh, that's all right. I'll just piggyback on what you said. For me, when I deal with certain crowds, I've been all over the place. So, if whatever you deal, whatever your political affiliation is, I don't really care. What I like to do is one for you, one for me. So
okay.
I'll give you one joke for you, one joke for me.
So you're splitting it. You're
split it
like
because
you go Democrat or you go Republican.
I used to say stuff about Hillary Clinton, and I would say stuff about Trump. Right. I would say stuff like whatever side you're on. I was like, okay, this person's gonna laugh at this one. This one's gonna laugh. One for you, one for me. I don't really care at the end of the day.
Sure.
We're all fucked.
Right. I agree.
But it's just. I like to get everybody involved.
Well, that's the old dating ourselves. That's Johnny Carson. He picked. You never knew what side he was on. He picked on whoever was in office at that time.
And you have to, because again, comedy is about making fun of the uncomfortable. Right. So regardless of whatever your political views are, we have to test the limits on both sides.
Sure.
So again, when I have that show, I want to do one for me, one for you. Like if I'm in Pennsylvania, I know what your political views are.
Right.
And I'm going to test the limits to see what I can get away with and what I can't get away with. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I still got to go home.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely right.
I told this story before. I said one time there was a guy that was in the Klan that was in the audience.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, he said, "I usually don't like black guys, but I like you."
So you're safe then to go home. That's all right.
I'm either safe or I'm Kanye West, but either way.
You should have asked that guy to drive you home. I remember I think it was it when the patio opened? Maybe the first night. Were you there the first night it opened?
I think so.
And you came out. It was and it was outdoors.
Oh, during the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And you were on stage for like 30 seconds, and because we're outside, a police car went by with the siren going.
Yep.
I'm just glad that wasn't for me. And the whole freaking place was just cracking up.
But again, it was during a political climate. It was during a racial climate.
Right.
And I made all of those jokes about all the George Floyd. I went through everything because I was like, you know what? We've been inside for a while. Let's have a little fun.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what it's about. That's
exactly
what it's about.
Right.
That's why it's like whatever you say, whatever your style is, whatever you want to talk about, to me is fine.
Sure.
Who cares about somebody else's opinion about your comedy? It's your thing.
Right. I mean, that's...
And if you're doing your thing, then you're being pure in the art, and you're being pure to yourself.
This is the place where all those borders shouldn't be existing.
Yeah,
right.
It's fun. It's for fun. This is a fun thing.
Absolutely.
Plagano
says, I always amp my energy to more than the comic before. Fremder, two cannibals were eating a comedian. One says the other, I think this tastes funny. But have you guys been? You're a local guy, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm from Long Island.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys been, going to other clubs and other places? I've seen your name.
Sometimes we do some dinner shows.
Okay.
Patrizia's restaurant.
Nice.
Lou, you better give me something for that plug.
It's right there. That's that camera. Yep.
Yes. So we do things like that too. And we get good how it comes because we get a nice, it's a built-in price, and it's just all the food, drinks, including.
What was that?
Forgive me. That was whenever.
You don't have the headphones on. A fart just happened.
Yeah.
As you were talking.
Whenever somebody,
I'll tell you.
Whenever somebody starts to follow the Twitch channel, it makes that noise.
It makes a fart?
Really?
So Omaha Kid. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody knows who that is, but
No.
the Omaha
Omaha
Kid just
Kid.
started following us.
Omaha.
Oh, all right. He just commented.
What?
He says Francesco is the funniest comedian I ever saw.
Hey,
No
there you
way.
I swear, it's right
Thanks
there.
a lot.
Right
There
there.
you go.
Don't worry, the check will be in the mail.
Hey,
You really don't know who that is?
I don't. I'm not
okay.
sure.
Hey,
I mean,
he's popular in Omaha.
I don't know. Omaha. I
And
do a southern accent too, because I went down to school in Dallas, Texas. I lived there for 4 years.
Dallas, Texas.
That's right. That's where I went to college.
Oh, wow. What would you go to college for?
Well, I'm a my day job until things get going. I'm a O doctor.
Really? Well,
You know,
yeah, I'm
No
assuming you know what
doctor?
that. Well, that's either an Irish doctor or.
no, it's a when you say it to somebody, I'm a chiropractor, and they're like, oh, oh, that kind of doctor. You know?
Yeah, okay. I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So you can. How's your back? You need your back cracked or something?
I'm okay. I have a bad hunch, but I'm okay.
I got a bad hunch too.
All right. Now, Buddy Tunes Music says you're lying. I don't know what
Who's
he's.
lying?
Who's lying?
I don't know. I don't know
Who's
what
lying?
he's talking.
I'm
Friend,
getting my lawyer on this one.
I don't know who Buddy Tunes Music is either. Some
don't
new
know.
names coming in.
I just found out about this Twitch 5 minutes before we started. So what is a Twitch?
Yeah.
Is it a disease?
Somebody
You're a
was
doctor.
like, yeah, somebody was like-
You know how to fix this.
Andrew Fremder, in college, I majored in cunnilingus when I studied abroad.
Hey yo.
Right, that's good. You know, but you're not supposed to do play on words. That's what Rich Walker would say. Don't do play on words.
Oh, Rich.
You know?
Okay. If it works, if the audience laughs.
I know.
You
I'm just saying.
I like Rich though.
Yeah, absolutely. Buddy Tunes says, "Now I'm playing Frankie Boy Got Jokes." So, all right. So I guess these are a bunch of your people watching today.
These are your people.
All right,
We
thank
appreciate
you,
it.
my people.
See,
Excuse me,
maybe
sir.
I was wrong. People, they'll follow you on Twitch.
There you go. See that?
I was wrong. I was like, I don't know what Twitch is. I said, your fan base is not on the Twitch.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's maybe why I do well, you know, somewhat, doing stand-up comedy is because I always tell everybody in the beginning, all right, I always tell them, you got to follow the science, right? You know how they say, Fauci's like, follow the science. We got to follow the science, right? So if you follow the science, okay, the more you drink, the funnier I get. Okay?
Oh, I've been saying that about my dinner theater shows for years.
If you're not laughing, it's your own damn fault because you're not drunk enough because my crap isn't that funny. Plain and simple. So I encourage everyone, drink some more. You're going to laugh. Drink.
They not only do they laugh more, but then they spend more money too.
Exactly.
And that
then
makes the
James
venue
likes
happy.
that too, and then
Exactly.
everybody's happy.
Right. The waitresses get better tipped.
Yes.
All right. So the Omaha Kid says you have the best dice impression.
Yes, I think so.
Are we getting a sample or no?
All right.
We don't have to if you don't want to.
No, do it.
All right.
I'll do it. Just give me a couple of seconds to warm up. All right, so I know you people. You're getting a little older, experiencing that erectile dysfunctioning. Me, I don't have that problem. But anyway, look, guys, don't keep a hanging. Don't be a geezer. Take Viagra and pleaser. Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
That's great. I got a funny dice story.
I got one too.
He was playing here not that long ago.
Yeah.
Strict rules, and you've probably seen it. Strict rules when he's here. Don't bother him. They even put a sign on the green room, which they usually don't do. Do not,
dice.
absolutely do not enter, right? So I'm sitting in here, and I can see the green room door from here. And I'm setting up for whatever show we were doing. Must have been a Saturday night. So one local comedian opens the door and just walks right in. I can hear. I had the door open. I can hear as clear as day. Hi, Dice. My name is so-and-so. We worked together back in the early 80s. And then you just hear, get the fuck out of here. No. But we worked together. No. I said, get the fuck out. He comes running out. James appears out of nowhere. And he's yelling at the guy. And I was just thanking my lucky stars that I was not involved in any of this. And I just sat here and watched. It's crazy. But it makes me laugh.
Dice is great. I mean, I like that style, along with Bill Hicks.
Oh, sure.
Stanhope.
Yeah.
Doug
Doug
Stanhope,
Stanhope,
yeah.
rather.
Yep.
Guys like that. I like that because there is no rules for them.
Right.
And they don't care. And they just do it. You know, they might not be as popular, as famous as some of the guys who are getting the Netflix specials and all that.
Right.
But they're doing their own thing. And there's a whole, group of people who like that kind of comedy.
And Dice is, he's a tremendous actor.
Did you know Dice was in Different Strokes?
Was he?
Really?
Yeah, he was on 2 episodes of Different Strokes.
Oh, I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, he was a bully at Willis's school. And
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was.
Well, he wasn't a name at that time.
No, he wasn't
right?
a name.
Yeah.
No,
I'll have
this
to
was
look
like
that up.
around 83. Like he's in 2 episodes. It's one where he tries to marry Kimberly, and the other one where he's bullying Willis.
How did that work out?
He strong arm. He got into the house. He was at the house and everything.
Oh, really?
He said, "Hey, Mr.
funny.
Drummond, I'm trying to marry your daughter."
What you talking about, Dice Man? That's funny. Wow.
That's funny.
He had a TV show in the 90s. In fact, I was just reading an article last week about the worst TV shows ever, and this show actually made the list. It was him and Kathy Moriarty. I don't remember the title of it, though. But
I know what you're talking about.
Do you?
I know the show. It was on like UPN or Hits. It was called, he was a producer.
No.
Not that one?
No,
It
he
wasn't
was
a reality show, right?
No.
They
This
didn't
was a
have those
sitcom.
shows.
And I remember,
Really?
and this was after he blew up. This is probably mid-'90s where things were kind of coming down. And in the opening credits, it just says Andrew Clay. Like
because he got rid of the dice.
Yeah. He was like a garbage man or something. It was like a sitcom. It was like about a middle-class family. Right. And they're almost like Roseanne, like their struggles. Him and Kathy Moriarty, they had a couple of kids. It lasted, I think the article said eight episodes. I remember watching it. I couldn't tell you a thing about it, but I remember watching it at the time and thinking it wasn't that bad.
You know the show I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
He was like a record producer. The show was called Hits, and he was a record producer, and it was on UPN.
He was on
10 episodes. He played Jimmy Esposito.
What about
no, I don't remember that.
Ford Fairlane? I mean, when that came out, man, I loved that movie. I loved that. Oh, my God.
Have you watched it now?
I love it. I love that movie. It was so great.
I don't think I've seen it since the theater. I'd be very curious to see what my thoughts on
it was so
would
funny.
be now.
Yeah, a lot of funny parts.
He was funny. What's that other movie he did with the mother from Back to the Future? Casual Sex.
Oh, that was another good one.
He was funny in that.
Yeah, that was another good one.
And that was, again,
a good movie.
that was just around the time he was starting to blow up. He was funny in that movie. I like that.
That was another good movie.
The name of that show you were talking about was Bless This House. From 95 to 96.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Bless This House.
Okay.
Yeah. Does it say he played a garbage man? Am I right about that? Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I remember that, but very nice. So what do you do then? Like, when you're producing the shows, is it word of mouth? Are you using social media?
Social media, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Billboards at JFK. It's like a giant, 100 feet. But no,
really? I was gonna. Yeah, totally had me. You totally had me. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's where my acting comes in, right? You see?
All right. So enough about Dice. What have we seen you in?
Nothing recently good. I have like a horror movie I did and a few commercial work and all that kind of crap.
All right.
But nothing major because I was like back and forth, and then when I got married, then I kind of put that to the side and then, so on and so forth. So I was like always going back and forth.
Right.
But now I feel like it's like, came full circle and I think, it's probably maybe time.
Mm-hmm.
To do it again.
Good for you. That's fantastic. So what's coming up?
Nothing at the moment yet.
Oh, okay.
We're working on a couple of things, different projects.
Keep us informed, and we'll be pushing it here. And all right, so Nigel, what do you got coming up?
Me, I have a couple stuff in the works that I cannot talk about right now.
You're a spy.
Me too.
We have a couple of spies here.
Yeah. No, I seriously can't talk about it. But I will.
Any stand-up appearances or anything?
In L.A., I don't know if anybody's
anybody
on Twitch.
You never know.
You never know.
But you guys could definitely follow me at Nigel Fullerton _ on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen to my podcast, the Murphy Monday podcast.
Is there one today?
I'm in New York right now.
What does that mean?
I'm putting one out next week. So,
okay. Oh yeah. All right. So what do you? Did you come in to see family? Are you working? Or you just felt like coming in to say hi?
Just family. Yeah, I popped in.
Okay.
I was trying to get some stage time while I was here, but is what it is. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, guys, please, if you can, I don't know which camera to look at.
Right in front of you, the one that you were
right
messing
The
with
one that I was
before.
trying to put in front of me.
Right there.
Yeah. Please, if you can, please check out the Murphy Monday podcast. We have a whole bunch of guests. Hopefully, we can get Peter Bales on because I've been trying to reach out to him.
He worked with Eddie Murphy in the
I
early
know.
days.
I want those stories.
Oh, Peter would.
I told Keegan. I called Keegan. I said, Keegan, listen. I know you. I know you know all the old guys.
Peter was just in here with me on Friday.
I know.
Do you not know him?
We've crossed paths. We don't know each other.
Oh, he'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but I gave him a whole message, I gave him a whole spiel of what the show was. I was like, listen, I had the big Barry White motherfuckers from Trading Places on. Like I've had his friend who was the barber in Coming to America, the third one, not Eddie,
The short guy.
You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther King.
Right.
I had him on that. I had him on the podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
I've had a whole bunch of people. I had everybody who's like worked with Eddie or whoever I've had on the podcast.
I didn't work with Eddie. Could you get me like a little something with him or what?
I don't know if I can get you to work with Eddie, but
Do you cover his music too on the podcast?
We've talked about his music briefly.
All right.
It's mostly us laughing at the music.
Exactly.
Not just Party All the Time, because we've never actually touched Party All the Time. We've touched his other songs.
Oh, what was that one
that
song?
was worse?
Sit on my mouth, or what was
Put Your Mouth on Me.
Put Your Mouth on Me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
Put Your
that
Mouth on
stupid
Me.
song.
That was I guess, in the 80s.
Yeah, that was like late 80s. Yeah,
It's
Put
like
Your
you
Mouth
go
on
into
Me.
a club, hey, put your mouth on me.
We made fun of
Baby.
Put Your Mouth on Me.
I've tried
I'm
that
sure.
a lot. I've tried that a lot. And
I've
it
said
worked.
that a lot,
It
yeah.
worked back in the 80s.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of mouths on me.
Wow. Pictures or? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so you like Stallone. You just like Stallone.
Yeah.
Got your start in porn? Is that what we're talking about?
You got to start somewhere. Okay, it worked for Sly. Maybe it'll work for me. But the whole thing is, every time I take my pants down, they start laughing, and I don't know why. So I may, just stick to comedy.
All right. It is time for us to get out of here. Thank you, gentlemen. Really good to see you, pal.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I
Thank you for coming in.
appreciate it, all right?
Absolutely.
Thank you
Anytime.
very much.
Anytime.
Nice meeting
So
you.
today
Nice
is
meeting you.
Monday. Let's see. We got Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. We got The Wort tonight at 8 o'clock. Both of those are on the YouTube channel. We're back in here tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. Chris Cassandro's coming in. James Thompson, our cigar guy, is coming in.
Oh, can I come for the cigars?
Yeah. Sometimes he does bring them. Hugh Murray will be here.
Oh, that guy?
Hugh Murray's fantastic. Love Hugh.
Another guy.
So it should be a lot of fun. Just so you guys know, because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, Hershey and the Keegs are not on tomorrow. But
He's not fucking tomorrow. Tell Keegan to get his ass here.
well, Hirschman might be. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
maybe.
married. But they're on Wednesday night. So on Wednesday, you got Circling the Drain at 7. You got Why You Like This at 8:30. And then Hershey and the Keys are coming on at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So, Johnny Mack is watching. Hello,
Hey,
Johnny
Johnny.
Mack.
Yeah, cool.
And he says he's late. Yeah, you're definitely late because we're about to sign off.
Yeah,
But
he's
Johnny,
he's on CP time.
Yeah,
Johnny.
yeah. Get in touch. We'll get you back in here, Johnny. And I hope, what was it? His son was sick.
His son was sick. Yeah.
So I hope
He
your
was
son's
supposed to
feeling
come
all right.
through.
Would have been great if Johnny was in here. That would have been cool. You're overdue to get in here, Johnny. All right, so everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again, guys. Really good having you
Thank
here
you.
today. Thank you.
Thank
See
you
you guys
very
later.
much.